Yeah, well, in this case, I would have really loved the one time I want to be vaccinated on that one. Oh man. It's like 3 hours of my life I'm never getting back on the fucking Acela stuff. Oh, we only did number 5. Okay. Alright. Chocolate Island one. Oh man, like these big sprites. Okay, so this is like that area at the start of the game. Oh, they have fire too. Okay. Sure. Alright, so just like last time, I'm gonna try and minimize my use of the cape for this playthrough, because just flying over the levels is kind of bullshit. The sound is really low on this, and I think I have this turned down for Saga Frontier. Oh, I don't. Never mind. All right, it's on full blast. Great. Oh, great. Oh. Well, 7 wasn't a PS Explosion game, so not really. I have done Final Fantasy though. I have done Final Fantasies in PS Explosion though. They've had Final Fantasy in the title. I've done 2 of them so far. Hey, LCC. Yep. Uneven pixels, boys. Do you need to go into the... Oh, God. What? Alright. Do we need proper... Flickering light, that is my fan that is on. Okay. There you go. No interpolation? Is that the one we want? Are you kidding? Oh, God. I think this filter is eating my jumps. Okay, that was 2 deaths. Yeah, it's the fan. For whatever reason, my camera settings are messed up. I don't know why. Like, I never turn off my camera anymore. So there's no reason why the camera settings should be weird. Okay, why is this suddenly the hardest video game? Are you kidding me? This is on a mister. If you ever see a menu that looks like this, it's on a mister. What? What the hell? I've never seen that. Did I just bounce off of a... Did I just bounce off of a spring that was on the other side of the... What? Huh. Okay. Alright, this time I'm gonna hold right and run. Okay, you have to sacrifice your Yoshi at the end, I guess? Oh, I only have 1 life. Nice. Perfect. Great. Let's maybe backtrack and get some lives. That's right. I ended last time with like 40 lives, but then I remembered every time you yeah, there's definitely a glitch there. It's weird. Okay, so while we're here, getting some lives, we can try and open up this Star Road. Nope. Because I did a save and quit with 40 lives. Alright, so we need Dragon Call. Oh god. Okay. Well. Great. Okay, let's maybe not do this level. It's great that you can keep your power-ups that you got. So I think there's another Switch Palace here. It's like just off to the left, I think. So it's one of the exits to this level. Great, cool. Oh man. This is what happens when I do the VR game early in the day and then take a nap. I'm just out of it. Whoa. Okay, great. Trying to get lives, not lose them here. Okay. Oh, that's right. There was a, there was a place that if you come here with a Yoshi, I think it was this. There is something above this. Yeah, because you need this and then have Yoshi. Okay. So we need a Yoshi. And we can get one here. And I can also get lives here too. We can get like 6 lives on just this level. And clearly I need them. Wait a second, the manual said you get an extra life if you did that. Manual lying to me again. Look at that. Very easy to get a lot of lives back on this level. Okay, so now we can go up to that level. Hey, Deadbot. Sorry, I had YouTube chat closed. I forgot to open it. Okay. Auto-scroller. So let's see. Assuming... Oh, no. Okay. Assuming I maybe beat the Acellus scenario today. Oh, God! No! Okay. Whew. Hey there, Gucci. Walking Dead is still cool as hell. I came across a building that was filled with hostile humans. I shot a bunch of them in the face with the shotgun. We met our mysterious benefactor. And she gave me another mission. I think her name is May. Okay, so we need to get that, but not break that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Alright. Did it. And yeah, it's still a lot of fun. Still a lot of fun. We figured out that, if you go to a lootable area, just anywhere outside the hideout, and you drop an item, it's gone if you leave the area. Which is important because it really underscores the game's emphasis on you need to prioritize what you pick up and take with you. Not only to the combat area, but bringing stuff back from it to salvage. So you can't, like, collect all the good stuff in the game and just leave it in a pile next to the boat and then leave and come back, because it's just going to be gone. And then all of the humans, all the zombies and all the humans respawn as well. Let's get another set of extra lives here. Actually, I should have the... Let's do this. Okay. And it turns out the human enemies, which are supposed to just shoot you on sight, I guess, in-game lore-wise, you can get right up in their grill most times. Okay, we're 1 for 5. 2 for 5. 3 for 5. 3 for 5. Let's go. I'll take that. You could just get right up in their face. Okay, this is where you get a bunch of coins, but no way, you gotta ditch Yoshi for this. Alright, fine. There's areas marked in the game for, like, a certain faction owns this building, and if they see you on the premises, they'll just shoot you on sight. And there's a little warning on the HUD if that happens. But you can just hang around right outside that building, and they won't mind at all. And they'll, like, kill any zombies that are after you if you bring any over to where they are. And then, even if you are trespassing, there's a little meter that fills up over their head. And it fills up slow enough that you could just get within, like, sight distance of them. They'll give you the whole, hey, you shouldn't be here, get out of here this instant. But by the time they start doing that, you could just ambush them. Just run up to them and shotgun them from point blank. And the game doesn't seem to realize, at least at this point, the point where I'm at, it hasn't been an issue. Maybe later on, like with a different faction, they're way more aggressive. But the human enemies I've come across have been quite easy to deal with. And then I also unlocked some new crafting materials. Sorry, I got FS7 on the brain. And I made a bow. Finally crafted a bow. It turns out that human skulls can be recycled in the game, and they give you was it wood and gunpowder from human skulls, because sure, that makes sense. So something is very weird. Weirder than usual in the world of Walking Dead. Okay. Alright, Donut Secret House. Recycling Grammys. Yeah, it's weird. The way that like loot and drops work is kind of bizarre. Like if a human enemy, great. If a human enemy has like a gun and they're shooting you with the gun, the second you kill them, their gun breaks. Like the barrel of the pistol will just fall off, and it will turn into a junk pistol, and like it makes zero sense why it would do that. 5 entrances to Star World. Find them all. Travel between many different places. Okay, we've already been to Star World. So every ghost house has 3 exits. So here's one of them. I'm not sure where this goes. And then the zombies just don't have any usable items on them either, so it's kind of like the combat almost feels like an afterthought. It's weird. The only way that you're supposed to get usable items in that game is through looting. Reduce the amount of stuff you can pick up. Like a smaller inventory? Yeah. Plus, like, this is probably one of those games, I was thinking about it after the stream, where I would be totally okay if they did inventory Tetris with that game. Yeah. Not sure if this is a thing here. Because I think, like, inventory Tetris would also solve that problem of you can only have, realistically, two large weapons in that. Because I have the hatchet, I have the shotgun, and now I got the bow in this latest part. But I can only have 2 of those at any one time. And the third one, I either have to keep in my offhand and like throw it down on the ground if I want to do something with that hand. Okay, so that kind of just gave us a shortcut. Okay. And then I think one of the other ghost house exits leads to Star World. Yeah, like they crafting is like a huge part of the game. So yeah, they had to have a bunch of stuff to make crafting materials. Like they could have had each salvage item give more in terms of crafting materials. But then the player has to make less choices for like, okay, do I bring these 8 skulls with me, or is it gonna be a mix of skulls and rubber cement? It's interesting that, and you got to make all these choices like on a timer too, because the horde is coming. So there's a lot of neat gameplay decisions that they made. Like, I wonder, it's been over a year since the game came out. Yep. I need this knowledge for later. When the actual apocalypse. Oh my god, is this thing following me? Okay. God. This part sucks. This part sucks. Okay. Oh good, those are ghosts. Great. Okay. I really don't like ghost houses in the Mario games. Fuck, man. I hate ghost houses. Okay. Nice, perfect. And kind of another thing that bothers me a little bit about Walking Dead is it feels like the zombie combat, at least at the point that I'm at in the game, comes down to get one of them to aggro at you, wait till they come to you, and then just stab them in the face. And then repeat. Like I'm sure it's going to change later when we start adding in like hostile humans with weaponry into the mix. But it feels a little too stale right now early in the game. And that's probably going to change. Are you kidding? Yeah, and I don't know if that's a technical limitation on the amount of zombies, or a gameplay decision, or what. But it is still early. Like maybe they're just waiting to really give the player the business later in the game, after they've gotten comfortable with mechanics and all that. Wouldn't surprise me at all if that were the case. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty big change. I'm probably supposed to bring those stone ones over here to be able to get up over there. All right, come over here. I don't remember having to do this. Alright, well, we found a exit. I don't know if it's the exit. I seem to remember there was also King Boo, or Big Boo. I think I missed that boss somewhere. Okay. No more ghost house. Okay. Here are the coins you collect or the time remaining can change your progress. Can you find the special goal? Time remaining or coins? Huh. Oh god. Alright, sorry, Yoshi. I think that's... We're up to like 3 or 4 Yoshi murders now. As much as I like the graphics of this one compared to like Mario 3, I think Mario 3 was still a lot more inventive in its stages. Like the big boy land, whereas the fat Goombas and fat Koopas. I don't think there's anything like that in this, and that's a little disappointing. It almost feels like a step back in design. Yeah, Pipe Roll. Yeah, Pipe Roll is fine. It played to the strengths of the new engine, of allowing the scrolling in all directions. Okay. This looks like a great place to fall off and... Yep, great. Okay. Well, that's fine. Must have gotten 30 coins. Oh, I did. Okay. Yep. Great. Fantastic. What a cool level. Let's do it again. Except... though I can't fly over the whole level. There's those vertical pipes. Like that. No! Fuck! Well, there goes that plan. Shit. Alright, let's try that again. With less falling into things. Hello, Zelda. Okay, perfect. Perfect. And we can get another feather while we're here. Speaking of Zelda, I really want to play through Breath of the Wild on stream sometime, but I think after having done FF7 Remake so soon, like, we'd have a riot on our hand. Oh, God. Okay. Can I... Okay. let's just do that. Okay. Oh, it's behind it. I see. So you need the feather to get the actual exit? Okay. Sure. There we go. Okay. I'm missing another switch, apparently. But I think whenever I do Breath of the Wild, I'll have to have done the earlier ones first, at least the quote-unquote good ones. Search this randomly? Nice. Well, welcome. Okay. Can't remember if those little thwomps were in 3 or not. There goes both my capes. Great. Shit. Okay, that doesn't work. Great. And I think there's a Reznor at the end of this one too. Okay, so we gotta wait for this to go up. It could just be, like cell division. They're made the same way Pokemon are made. In your nightmares. Are you... Okay. All right. Got him. All right. Yep. Oh, hey, these things. This is from Yoshi's Island. Except they weren't diagonal in Yoshi's Island. So, oh, good. Great. Okay. So for this, it matters how far you've scrolled the screen. The fuck are you supposed to do about that? Feels like there should be one right down there. What up, Jeff? I can't read Hangul, sorry. Oh. Big Monty Mole. Okay, so that's probably how you're supposed to... Okay. Got him. Okay. Oh, Super Mario. Yeah, there's, yeah, I remember reading about that, of the, distribution of Nintendo stuff in South Korea. They all had these weird, like, bootleg names, but it wasn't actually a bootleg, it was the official thing, just not affiliated with the Japanese company. It wasn't Sega still sold as Sega though? And it was just Nintendo stuff that was like that? Oh, it was around 2000, I see. Okay. Okay, sure. That works. I'll take it. The Saturn was the Samsung Saturn? Nice. Okay. Most of the stuff in this part of the game, I am, like, almost entirely unfamiliar with. Because when I played this as a kid, I probably just took that Star World exit just straight to the end of the game and never did these levels. Oh, cool! Those just straight up kill you. Great. The IQ, yeah, the IQ was China, was the IQ, because they also had import restrictions. So a Chinese company licensed the technology from Nintendo and made their own system based off of N64 hardware. Hey, Shintak, yeah, of course. The Candyman of Sega. Mention Sega 3 times, and a Shintak will appear. How you doing, Shintak? Good to see you. Oh god, oh god. Oh, they had a different controller? Huh. Hey, Zach. I saw you tweet about Burning Rangers. And I hope people make the right choice and pick not Tillis. Somebody needs to show that game as not Tillis, because everybody just plays as Tillis. Like, come on. Okay, good. They're making the right choice. Oh, shit. I was looking ahead here. 3 whole seconds. Oh, man. Maybe I should go get a power-up. Let's maybe go get a power-up. Spend 10 minutes backtracking to a place where I can safely get a power-up. Yeah, I think EverDrive does do DD. But if somebody wants a DD, they're gonna try and get a DD. Like, despite any other hardware, you know. Oh, it doesn't. Interesting. That sounds like... Oh, ports. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Well, it sounds like a new FPGA device needs to be made then. And sell it for $1 billion for the, like, 3 games on the system. Okay. Great. I came here to get lives, not lose them. Fuck. Okay. Let's just ensure the win here. I don't know if anybody's publicly announced a Mr. Core for 64, but that would be something. Oh, the shot's getting you, yeah. Like for mine, when I had the Pfizer shot, my whole fucking arm from here all the way down to here just on fire for like 5 days. Thought for impossible? Well, didn't people say that about Saturn though? And there's a proof of concept already for Saturn. Like shit, I thought Saturn was impossible, but it's happening apparently. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I had to like the first shot of the vaccine made my arm hurt real bad for days. The second shot is what gave me the headache and made it generally unpleasant for a day. But other than that, not a big deal. But yeah, like Mr. Core wish list is like N64, Saturn, PlayStation, and then 3DO or Jaguar. I really want a Jaguar Core so that I never have to think again I should get a Jaguar. Like, I still have that itch, despite selling all my RGB stuff. So my reptile brain is telling me I need a Jaguar. That thing's so cool. I remember seeing it at the KB Toys in the 90s. Seeing the cool check CD. Jaguar CD, yep. About as useful as the 32X 32X Sega CD games. All, like, 2 of them. Am I really gonna strike out here? Great. Okay, I think this is fine, though. Yoshi will save us in that... Oh, wait, I can't bring Yoshi into the castle. Okay. Alright, this will be our plan for scumming this, then. Alright. Now we're ready. Okay. Now we're good to go. Bubsy. Who's it a soft lock? You're telling me they didn't put in all sorts of QA and care on their Jaguar game? Is it better or worse than Bulk Slash? That I see people gushing about all the time, but I don't see the appeal other than you have a waifu saying things the whole game. Like, I have it on my flashcard. Oh, nice, you're doing it in Valuethon? Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Whew. Okay. Yeah, AVP on Jaguar. That game hyped up. Oh, speaking of Alien vs. Predator, that Left 4 Dead clone, but with aliens, is coming out like, oh my god, oh my god. Fuck this level. Yeah, that game's coming out like next week. Or I guess the 24th, which is 2 weeks, but Bapsy, nice. Yeah, that'll probably get an instant approval from Boix right there. That was smart, showing him that. A fan dub. I don't think that addresses my problems with the game. Oh, you didn't like what you saw with the Aliens game? The short promo clips that I've seen of it looks fine. It looks like it has potential, especially as like a PvE co-op game. Are you kidding? What is this shit? God. Oh, there's a Wonder Swan core? Probably not, to be honest. Oh, man. Klonoa, huh? On the atmosphere, yeah. If they make it more action, then that kind of kills the mood. I could see that. 75 hertz? Oh, man. Okay. 40 kelvins. Well, it sounds like WonderSwan is a perfect fit for, like, a 120 hertz Android tablet then or something. Plus, isn't that the one that had the 2 D-pads or something? Oh god, I fucked up. I thought there was gonna be space for me there. Please tell me I got a checkpoint. Okay. Nice. This is going great. Okay, we wait this one out. But I guess the short answer to when's WonderSwan is probably never. Probably never. Stands for your WonderSwan. So get yourself a 3D printer. Get yourself a 3D printer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just been a wall of smoke around here the last while. Well, if you 3D print your own stand, then you could put, like, make it clear and put LEDs under it and really have a proper... Alright, finally. Okay. Wendy Koopa. Are you... Oh my god. Oh my god. Am I gonna fucking die to Wendy Koopa? Fuck, man. Yep. Dying to Wendy Koopa. How embarrassing. Alright, you gonna... The fuck is that? What? Huh. I know, right? I'm never gonna live this down, that I've died to Wendy Koopa. Wonder Borg. Okay. Don't worry, if you think this is bad, just wait until we get to Super Mario 64 and Virtual Boy Wario Land. Gonna be great. Alright. Hey, boys. Wendy O. Koopa in Castle Number 6 has sung her last song. Mario must meet the challenge that is now before him. There's a sunken ship that appears to be a gateway to the Valley of Bowser. Boix, congratulations to you and the crew on finally ending the national nightmare that you guys have been involved in. Oh my god. That's been quite the experience, that one. Yep. So Boix and a couple other streamers have been playing Dokapon Kingdom, which I think is a GameCube game? GameCube or Wii. And it's like Mario Party, except it's a Mario Party game that lasts like 100 hours. And it's just the worst thing. It's just the worst thing. Oh god, okay. And despite being like one of the most aggravating worst games, it's also one of those games that's like $1 billion on the secondhand market. Switch sequel, nice. Yeah, never pay $200 for a Wii game. Is my pro tip for the night. Especially that game. Okay, sure. We did it. Like, if you turn Dokapon into one of those games that you played as... Oh, man. One of those play-by-email things, where you take a turn, and then the person you're playing against has, like, a month to do their turn. And that's how you properly Dokapon. Alright, so we made it to the final stage here. I have 4 lives. Oh, man. And an average turn is like, what, 10 minutes or something? Good lord. Yep, just a bad time. But hey, the kingdom of Dokapon is now yours. Okay, can I ride this? Yes. Alright. Sorely needed. Save credits, nice. Maybe they expected nobody would actually reach the credits, so they just didn't bother. Oh man, this level sucks. Okay. Here, over here. Yeah, we had a pipe up there. No! Yes, okay. Probably have to get up to that pipe. Oh, God. Dang it. So close. Something that comes out of there? Nope. Okay, so I have to go underneath this one. Hit the blocks. Okay. These puzzle levels. Puzzle levels are kind of something that I missed from Mario 1. As annoying as they could be sometimes, I did like the ones where you actually had to pay attention to where you're going. I guess 2 had a lot of that too. Is this really not the way to the exit? Am I gonna fucking strike out again? Okay. Not striking out. Great. We do have a nice amount of coins, though. It brings you back here? Where's the exit? Oh, no. Huh. Yep. Well, they're already moles, so... Is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, God. Okay. There it is. Okay. Huh. Okay, this one has multiple exits. Okay. Mole Mania? Okay. I was holding down jump for whatever reason. Game Boy Miyamoto game. Okay. It's a deep cut. It's not a Gunpei Yokoi banger like Mario Land. Should I play it? Should I add that to the Game Boy backlog? Because there's not a whole lot of stuff on that one. There's Mario Land 2, Trip World, that, yeah, Nubo's on it. I need to be able to understand the Nubo memes, so might as well play Nubo for context to the GIFs. Mole Mania, that looks like bootleg Winnie the Pooh. Is that another Donkey Kong situation where they made a Godzilla game or a King Kong game and then didn't get the license, so they changed it to Donkey Kong, and that one's supposed to be a Winnie the Pooh game? Man, I don't like this level at all. This level's too stressful. Kid Dracula? I've heard of that. And that's technically a Castlevania game, right? Isn't there? There's also, was it the Gargoyle? The Red Arimer? From, Ghouls and Ghosts franchise? Yeah, Demon's Crest. And there's also like a Super Nintendo version of that, maybe? I'm not sure which one came first. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Are you kidding me? What is this shit? Bro, do I have to do that whole level from the start? God. And if you have Yoshi, you can just fly over this, apparently. I don't know how I made that. Castlevania collection, nice. Konami still milking that franchise for all they got. I love that there's some random indie game coming out relatively soon, and people started a rumor that it's secretly a Metal Gear game, and apparently they've given like the developers like depression or something over it because they have to keep saying, no, this is not a Metal Gear game. And then what's going to happen is their game's going to come out and people are going to go, this isn't a Metal Gear game. 1 star out of 5. Because you know gamers, right? So, look, God, I feel for them. That's so fucked up. And you know that's going to happen too. It's going to get review bombed because it's actually not that. Rumors Silent Hill. The game was called Abandoned, I think, was the name of the game. And yeah, I haven't kept up with it. I saw a news story about it, and I was just shaking my head the whole time. Metal Gear. I'm still oh god. Undecided on doing the Peace Walker. I don't know. Showing him in the state of play. Huh. Oh god, I have 5 left. 5 lives left, and there's Ghost House. Let's go get some more lives, shall we? Demo experience, huh? Jeez, okay. So it sounds like they got a lot more problems then. Jeez. The Quiet Man. I'm not sure what the deal is with that game. I've seen it memed about on Twitter, but I have no idea what that game is about. Quiet Man is hot trash? Okay. Well, what's so bad about it? What's the premise? What's the gameplay? An FMV game with no audio. Second time for audio. Ah. Okay. I think I understand now. Oh, and it's a brawler too. Oh. Oh. I see. So it's the bouncer except bad. The bouncer. The bouncer could have been an FMV game. I gotta play that game again. Alright, after the Acela story, we're playing The Bouncer. I actually haven't played a PS2 game on stream in a long time. I plan to play that game where you talk to anime lady over a headset. A while back. Yeah, Lifeline. That one in Shadow of Memories. And, All right, I think I'm good on lives. Let's just do that. Okay. Oh God. So what's Blue Box? Is that a studio? Is that a brand? Is it a game? Okay. All right. We have enough lives to attempt this. Oh, okay. So they're pulling a Peter Molyneux then? Boix, have you done the Connect Fable game? Have you pet the horse? Pet the horse and pet the dog in Connect? I think you have a dog in Connect. I think it's called Connect Travels. You've done it? Okay, good. Good. Oh, yeah. Well, if there's any good applications for Connect Tech, then a rail shooter will be one of them. Are you... It's eating my jump. Horse racing game. Now we're talking. Okay. So we got that way. Am I going left or right here? Yeah, good old Steel Battalion. Okay, that's a one-way door. Okay, sure. Found the exit. Got it. Okay, so bottom line is, don't feel sorry for the studio at all. And they deserve everything they get. Dumb cryptic stuff. Well, that's pretty Kojima-esque, though. Is that Death Stranding Director's Special Edition or whatever out yet? Because eventually I'm gonna want to play Death Stranding, and it's either gonna be that PS5 Special Edition or played on PC, and ideally they'd have the director's cut on PC, so I could make use of my actually good PC to play it. But who knows if that's ever gonna be out on PC. Oh, they straight up blocked it on PS5? Interesting. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know they could do that. Huh. Yeah, they added like car racing or something. I don't know how much vehicle stuff is in the original game. Well, isn't he literally in charge of the studio that's making it? Like, you think he'd have a say in something like that, right? It must be the Patriots. Kojima can't say the name of his own game because of the Patriots. The Lollylulelo putting a block in his DNA. Well, yeah, I'm sure their investors want to make every opportunity to let consumers know, hey, this is a Hideo Kojima production by Hideo Kojima, executive produced by. And I don't blame him. One of the few names in gaming that will sell games. The VNs. Yep. You can make an indie itch.io studio. Just making MSX games. Are you... I put Snatcher on my, I put Snatcher on the Mister, the Sega CD version. I don't know if that's the version to play or what, but I have Snatcher on this system that I'm playing this on. Okay. I don't think there's light gun support on Mister, and I don't know if that's that important for it. Okay, let's sacrifice our Yoshi. Oh. I thought it was essential to the experience. And it was like one of the reasons why I was looking into buying a Genesis light gun at some point. Yeah, good old Sid Meier. Alright, rip Yoshi. That one wasn't my fault. Not on purpose this time, Yoshi. I don't know what's below me here. Okay, so we have an alternate exit. Oh, you need Yoshi to get that. Dang it. Okay. And then it's still on my to-do list for this month to do Mizurna Falls on PS1. Oh, 9 squares. So it works like the bonus mini game on what, Shinobi, where you just at the screen. Yeah, Mizurna Falls is PS1 Shenmue. Get ready for that banger. If I had to put on a date on when I'm doing Mizurna Falls, it's gonna be in like a week or so, most likely. Where am I supposed to go here? Yes, completely blind. As long as I get an ending, then I guess I don't really mind that much if it's good or not. How that didn't kill me, I don't know. But I'll take it. And then in a similar vein, Deadly Premonition 2. Now that I have that, yeah. Speaking of the devil, I mentioned Deadly Premonition. Like there's a PC version of that coming out, apparently. 360 version definitive. Yeah, I'd say so. On Xbox One, yeah. I don't know if there's any weird glitches that happen if you're playing it in BC, but yeah, that game's a trip. Yeah, we're doing Louisiana month. Yeah, it's based off the PS3 version is what the PC version is. And yeah, it's got some issues. Not to say the original version doesn't have its own set of issues. Original version not exactly perfect either. But yeah, it is one of those cult classics that every gamer should play. And well, if you have a Switch, I think there's also a Switch version, and that version might be okay. And the game is supposed to run at like 20 FPS, except the menu. The menu runs at an uncapped like billion FPS, but the rest of the game is like 20 tops. Oh god. Made a horrible mistake. There we go. I've forgotten the rest of that song. Life is beautiful. That's all you really need to know from that one. Oh god, Tulip. Oh god. I already did Yoshi's Island, like a year plus ago, so retroactively, yes. I played them out of order because reasons. And that one took me like 5 hours, I think, for Yoshi's Island. I have Moon on my Switch. It is one of the 10,000 things on my to-do list. Mario is defeated, Larry, Koopa, and the castle number 7. All that is left is Bowser's castle, where Princess Toadstool is being held. Can Mario rescue her and restore peace to Dinosaur Land? Okay. So before we take on the Bowser, we got some business on Star Road to address. Okay. So here's the thing. I know that there are these secret levels here in Star Road. I have no idea how you access them though. So if anybody actually knows how you get to those extra levels, I would love to know. Shit, so you just have to wait for... Okay, a third exit. Is it on this level specifically? On World 5 that I'm in? Oh, all the block switches. Okay. Great, perfect. Nailed it. Okay, so that means I need to get the other Switch Palace. Which... I also need the other Star Roads. Task flying, well, that is clearly not going to happen. Okay, so that means I need to go and get the first Star World then. And that you get from the ghost house. I know that there's one at the first level here if you go through that pipe. So from here, there's a way to Star World here. One in this area, okay. Like, I'm not trying to do 96 exit for this, which is getting all the exits. Oh, that's right. That's right. I was thinking to myself, why did I not get the secret on this level? It's because this level sucks. It's this, I think. Okay. Trying to shell jump up there. If I had a Yoshi, I could do that. And I think that's the thing. So I need to get the red Switch Palace. Perfect, nailed it. Great. Okay, so the red Switch Palace. This one has 2 exits to it. This has 3 exits to it. So there's a alternate exit to this one. And I probably need a P-switch to get those. Nice. Yeah, that sounds like one of those cursed race categories. So that's back that way. Wait, so you should have one of those 24-hour channels that just has 4 CPUs playing Dokapon Kingdom automatically on a loop. Okay, we found the Switch Palace. Rule of Rose, isn't that the women's wrestling game? I think. Okay, so we should have all the Switch Palaces? Oh, Rumble Roses, okay, never mind. Very similar name. So what was the deal with this? Oh, I needed Yoshi. Why do I have a checkpoint here? What? Exit in the first ghost house for getting power-ups. Huh. So now I can get that, whatever that was. I just need to keep Yoshi. Keep Yoshi. Okay. Can I really not? Okay. Okay, I can... Alright, I can solve this like this. Okay, problem solved. Alright, did it. Okay. And then this one, there's a Star World exit to the left. So I need the secret exit from this one. Which looks like a real bad time. Oh, that's right. I remember this level. I need to be able to do the... Or I want to do the early Star World ones. Plus, don't I need all the Switch Palaces? Blue? Okay. I have no idea where that one is, though. Okay, so this should be the exit. Oh, the forest. Okay, that's definitely why I haven't found it yet. Because that whole area is awful. Okay, so that was the regular exit. Okay. Might as well see these levels, even if I'm not going to get all the exits. Oh. Yoshi, come back here. Now, these levels are more worth playing because they're actually challenging. Okay. Alright, let's go to the forest and go try and find that. Try and find that switch. Trying to think of where that switch might be. There's kind of an empty spot in the middle of the map. Or it'd be to the right of here. Probably to the right of here. Okay. I need those. Oh, also, another set of games that I'm thinking about doing in the near future is GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. And whenever I do those, should I just play those on the highest difficulty from the get-go? Or is that just asking for a bad time? Because I know you're not getting the true experience for those. Unless you're doing all the objectives, right? Oh god, oh god, oh god. Fish, leave me alone. Okay. Yeah, I'm fully expecting to get blown up by those. Like, I played, I had Perfect Dark back in the day. Oh, great. Dude, this slowdown is real. Because I remember I rented GoldenEye, and I remember just turning on the cheats almost immediately in that one. Okay, I recognize this part, so this is likely just the normal ending here. Did I? Is this the one that I did? Solid medium. Yeah, TK mode. Such great cheat codes in the late 90s. Okay, so we found all the switch palaces. So now I need to go back to Star Road. And I'm assuming I need to bring a Yoshi with me. This Yoshi will do. And then I need to be able to fly to the right side. Oh, okay, so it's less the objectives and more the enemies just get... They turn into aimbots, essentially. The next retro PC thing is going to be the second Laura Bow game. Laura Bow and the Dagger of Amun-Ra. Which is apparently like one of the best Sierra games. And is widely beloved. We already did the first game in the Laura Bow series, which is the Colonel's Bequest. And that game was interesting. It was a little boring. Quite boring, actually. But I sure beat it. Are you kidding me? Okay. Alright, task flying, here we go. Okay, I'm assuming this is it. And that was the part that required task flying. Really? Okay, we did it. Hey! I'll take it. Alright, special. Amazing! If you have made it this far, Beyond Light's a special zone. Complete it, and you can explore a strange new world. Good luck. Okay. Yeah, the names for these levels are something else. Okay. So these are essentially Mario Maker levels, from what I've seen. So that's just a 1-up. Okay. Yeah, less stacked Bowsers. Oh. Okay. Are you kidding me? Okay. Literally a Mario Maker level. And is there a thing behind this? Is this a fake exit? Okay, so that was gnarly. So we did gnarly, and now we're on to tubular. Let's go. Okay. I heard somebody say both gnarly and tubular unironically in the 90s. And it was great. Are you... Oh, God. All right. P-balloon level. Let's go. So far, this level is not very tubular. Fuck, man. I don't think I've ever seen that sprite before of Small Mario with the P-balloon. Oh, you just... Okay. Good. Oh, God. Great. What a cool level. I love this level already. Okay. What did I get myself into? Great. Oh, God. I died to a Kaizo block in Super Mario Land. It was like right after I mentioned Kaizo blocks too. It was the worst. How? What? How are you? Is there some sort of hidden thing? Are you supposed to bring this with you? Okay, so if you go and don't stop... Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay, those things are on a different pattern. Okay, well if I scroll the screen forward, maybe that'll... Maybe that's the play. only works if you're not holding down the run button. Oh, man. It's actually harder to play with the screen scrolled like this, though. Oh, God. Okay. I think I've already screwed up here. Nice. Another balloon? That's a good point. If there's another balloon, then that would solve that problem. That's a good point. Like here or something? Ah, okay. Huh. This level continues to not be tubular. If this was a Mario Maker level, I would boo this. No, give me that. Give me that. Okay, clutch. Ah. Okay, thank God. Ah. Oh, my thumb hurts from doing that. Okay. All right, did it. Whew. Clutch. Not worried for a single second. Alright, on to way cool. It's nice that they give you a save after these. Gnarly, tubular, way cool. Uh-oh. I have goofed. Okay. Great. That's cool. That's how they structured that. Great. Okay. So you want to stay on the upper platforms if at all possible. Yep. How do you want to die? I have a feeling that pipe up there, probably the exit. Okay, YOLO jump. Alright. And then Yoshi just lets you skip the level. Oh, yeah, that would... The anti-cheese pipe. Okay, I played myself there. And no checkpoints either. Great. Not having checkpoints is not way cool. made a huge mistake. This might still be a huge mistake. What? Mario with a gun, yep. One of these days, we're gonna get to Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Actually, fairly soon. Yeah, I win. And then we'll get to Shadow the Hedgehog. The highly acclaimed. God. The Dreamcast version. The original. On a VGA cable. Because I'm assuming if you're going to play that game, that'd be how you play it, right? I tried out the PC port of Nights into Dreams, by the way. It's not bad. It's not bad. Well, I've seen the screenshots of DC Digital versus OSSC and a VGA cable, and it is very similar between the two. So I think the setup that I have is practically the same, especially since I have the digital audio mod installed in there too, so practically the same. Yep. One's Saturn Digital. They need to get on that. Okay, alright, we did it. Damage boost our way there. Well, what if somebody made an FPGA replacement for it that you desolder the VDP and put on this other thing? Awesome. Because they do stuff for that with like the Commodore 64. Like the Commodore 64 has so many like bizarre modifications available for it. It's like what a crazy scene that thing has. Oh good, we have ice physics. Ice physics and shells chasing you. What a great level. Oh. Are you... God. Huh, interesting. God. Oh, also, I saw that Hades was added to the PC Game Pass a couple days ago. I remember people asking me when that game came out if I was ever gonna play that one and recommending it. This probably makes this area a little bit easier. Are you kidding me? Unless it needs to jump. God damn it. Yeah, isn't it one of those kinds of games where you have to beat it like 50 times to actually see an ending or something? Oh, so it's like something like Spelunky then. Spelunky is on my to-do list, by the way. I don't have Spelunky 2 though. Just original Spelunky is on the to-do list. Are you? Oh god, okay, so that's why you don't want to be in star form there. Alright, I just need to not die for the rest of the playthrough. And yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff on Game Pass. Okay. I literally took a death to see if you spelled roguelike as rouge-like. I was wondering if that was my TTS doing that, but nope. A rouge-like. Well, don't forget the best game on Game Pass. Farm Simulator, boys. Let's go. Well, Fusion Frenzy is on Game Pass. So if you have an Xbox that can play Fusion Frenzy, you don't need any other games. You're set. Okay. Original PC Crimson Skies was awesome. Because it was like X-Wing, except with this weird 1930s retro plane stuff. Yeah, and if you have an Xbox, like, there's all sorts of God. What about shit, what was it? Mech Assault? Mech Assault 1 and 2? I remember those were like the killer apps on Xbox. Along with like KOTOR, and there's also was that Reckless the Yakuza missions. That game looked incredible. Oh, also, I keep forgetting, Panzer Dragoon Orta. I have to play through that sometime soon, too. I don't know how long that is. It's probably not super long. But Panzer Dragoon Orta is also on the short-term to-do list. I don't have an Xbox anymore. I returned it when I saw what they were planning to do for Flight Simulator, so I do not have an Xbox anymore. Four hours? Okay. That's totally doable. Assuming I'm not bad, though. I have it on my original Xbox, though, and it's sitting on top of my TV. And it's also, like, the one game I plan to play on the Xbox anytime soon. Well, the Xbox... Okay, so, Microsoft Flight Simulator has had a lot of bullshit going on with it in the past, like, few weeks. So, the PC version of that game has been out for about a year or so, and it's been pretty good on PC for about a year. And then they released the Xbox version of it about 2 weeks ago. And they combined the code bases for the PC version and the Xbox version. And it completely ruined the PC version. Like, for the first few days of it being out, you literally couldn't play the game. because it would crash the desktop. It has replaced every single tree model with like these weird shape-shifting morphing trees that are completely out of place. Let's farm some extra lives here if I can. Buildings melt into the ground now, where they didn't before. Let's see. Everything looking out the cockpit is like 20 times brighter than it should be, which if you're playing in virtual reality like I do, is absolutely unbearable. So people are actually requesting virtual sunglasses to wear in the game. Alright, we're on to Groovy. Hello Kitty Roller Rescue. Is it actually good? Oh, didn't that that Ninja Gaiden collection? Yeah, there's the community forums for Flight Sim are actually pretty funny to read. Like I read it pretty much every day to see see if they fixed the fucking game yet. And there are a lot of very angry boomers on the forums complaining to Microsoft about fix your game. I spent $20,000 on this virtual cockpit and you idiots ruined the game for Xbox kids, which they're not wrong. And it's just endless salt mines and it's great. Fuck. Oh, nice. Yeah, the Flight Sim, like Flight Sim and the serious pro sim racers, like people who are really into those games spend like $100,000 on their setups. It's crazy. And hey, that might be me one day. Or at least I hope so. I hope to have $100,000 one day to spend on stuff like that. But I totally would if I did. Okay. Here's the plan for this level, because I can see what the rest of this level's like. Okay. They don't let you do that. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Spending $100 grand on a Flight Sim setup, still way cheaper than having an actual plane. Still way cheaper than a plane. 100K on a nice car, yeah. They're doing Monterey Car Week in my area right now, so it's so weird. I go down to Jack in the Box to go get some dinner, and there's like these $1 million cars just sitting in the parking lot of the fucking Jack in the Box. Like, hey, here's this race trim Lamborghini race car that somebody came in and got a bunch of tacos on their way to whatever car meet thing they're doing. Alright, this one's Mondo. Okay. Well, the city gets a lot of money from stuff like that, so that's why they allow things like that. And they still have regulations for, well, it's supposed to be regulations for mask guidelines and all that, but all the people coming here from outside the county sure don't give a fuck about any of that. Yep. Rules, right? I have a Lamborghini, I don't follow rules. Nice. Yep. Yeah, I still wear that mask regardless of where I'm going. I'm not gonna risk it. Okay. Alright. I think we did it. I'm only out of the house for like up to 30 minutes at a time, so it's not like I'm spending all day in a mask. Like, I feel for the people who have jobs that require them to wear it for like 8 hours a day. I could see that being real bad, but oh man. Okay, outrageous. Second to last special level, I guess. Great. Well, there's, my county technically didn't have a mask mandate for about a month or so. Then the county recommended, what killed me there? What? Okay. Recommended people wear them here? Oh, fire got me. But it was kind of one of those like, hey, it's honor system. Honor system, right? People who should be wearing them are totally gonna wear them, right? And then what the current policy is it's up to the individual places to set the rules. And most places are just do whatever, man, is the current rule. Whatever you want, man. Okay. Fuck, man. Yep. Yeah, like I keep getting emails from the school about all the regulations for all the regulations for students returning to campus and the differing rules between vaccinated and non-vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, you just have to fill out a form where you check a box that says I've been vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, you have to have like a full PCR test done, I think once every 3 days or something. And then have a doctor look at you like once a month. Like it's pretty crazy. I know, right? And this is for California State University, so this is going to be what it's like for a lot of institutions. Okay. But it doesn't really matter for me because all my classes are completely online. How the fuck are you supposed to do this? Is there a Kaizo block here? Darkanum. Yep. Why did these stop shooting? Okay. How the fuck am I supposed to do this? Is there something above there then? Okay. Okay, sure. Should I just go get a cape to do this? I think I just might, because I don't know how else you would do that. Yeah. Because I don't think I can rely on the block to get me back up. I think this is going to be the quickest way to get back to a cape. This is why I wanted to get that other Star Road shortcut, because then I could just do the... just warp back, rather than walk back. Alright. But we only have those 2 levels left, and then Bowser's Castle. And then I will call this one complete. Oh, that's Japanese Xbox game. Didn't Xbox sell, like, less than 100,000 units in Japan or something? Yeah, but I couldn't get them to, I couldn't get them to shoot, was the problem. I don't know why I got Yoshi, but sure, we got a Yoshi. I could always use Yoshi to get over that, too. Okay. Singapore. Huh. So didn't it, oh, the spring? Yeah. Was it original Xbox or 360 that was like, this is the system that we're just gonna release all the shmups on? Wasn't it like Live Arcade that ended up being? Okay, 360. Huh. Oh, I guess I could have scrolled the screen. I could have used the shoulder buttons to scroll the screen, now that I think about it. That probably would have solved that problem. If I go over to the right side by the wall that I need to jump over, and then scroll the screen to the left, then they probably would have fired. Because the problem was I could only get them to fire to the right if I was on top of them, but then they wouldn't fire, and if I went off to the right, they were off screen. Okay. Wait a second. That's not it. This. Gnarly. Tubular. Way cool. Awesome. Groovy. Mondo. Outrageous. The names get worse and worse the farther you go in. Alright, Yoshi. Well. Clutch. Let's clutch. Okay. Got him. What? Okay. Okay. True Fantasy Live. Huh. Never even heard of that one. Yeah, one more. Almost there. Funky. Perfect. Great. Thanks, Nintendo. Oh, so high expectation. I have a feeling this is required. Okay. Nice. Outplayed. Huh, it looks like Monster Hunter. Maybe it was a secret Monster Hunter project. Oh god. Whenever I play the Monster Hunter games, we're starting with the first one on PS2. The best one. Are you kidding? Oh, god. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Monster Hunter gameplay over the years. It doesn't look like my kind of game. But I'm willing to give anything a try. Except PCFX. What? Okay, sure. Well, I like doing that in Diablo, so. Great, perfect, nailed it. Yep, good old Dragon Quest. Are you? It ate my jump. So if they made Monster Hunter into more of a survival game, then like the Long Dark, except with monsters. Shit. Has Long Dark gotten any new content in the last while? I remember they put out that thing for Halloween, and I guess that was nearly a year at this point. Uh-oh, want that. I can't get that now. What? Uh-oh. Okay, I can do this. Great. Yeah. Yep, you know ahead of time now that it's the peak of the series. Yeah, it was the PSP versions, I think, of Monster Hunter is where the series took off. How much time do I have left? Okay. What is this shit? What is this shit? Okay. You are a Super Mario. Did it. Gamer cred achieved. In only 85 deaths. I am a super player. Alright, now we gotta beat the actual game. All right. That was pretty tubular. Oh. Okay. So where does this go? Oh, that's right. Okay. So what this did was it changes some of the enemy sprites. I remember this because it's really stupid. So it changes the turtle shells into Mario heads. And it's... God. Because I remember seeing somebody years ago play this, and they had the Mario heads. And I was like, what the fuck? Is this like a ROM hack or something? No, this is actually... this is Mario. Actual real Mario. Oh, God. Okay, let's get our capes, and then hopefully not game over to Bowser. But I don't think I can bring Yoshi there, but we'll bring him along for the ride. Perfect. Okay. All right. Let's go beat the game. I think it says on the title screen how many are on the save screen, I guess. This way. For how many exits you've done. And when I loaded my save earlier, it said 35. So I'm probably going to be at about 60-ish exits. Probably high 60s. Okay. And I seem to remember there was a trick to the final stage of this. There was a bunch of numbered doors, I think. Oh, God, okay. So let me have my notes ready here to write down which doors. Yep, time to attack and dethrone the Bowser. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay. I think it's 3? This does not look familiar at all. Oh, God. Nice. I don't recognize this part at all, so... It is not 3. This is like something out of Super Mario RPG. This is Booster's Tower. Okay, so it's not 3. Wait, that still brings you here? Okay. Alright, 8 it is. Okay. Oh, you do the flippers glitch or whatever it is. Man, the slowdown is real here. Okay. Oh, all right. Did it. I love the Peach Pete Sprite in this one. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, the clown car. He's flying around on one of those things, Metal Gear Solid 3. Oh, baby, the double. Okay, I have goofed here. That it? I am Super Gamer. Let's go. So according to the manual, they were already going on vacation. And this interrupted their dinosaur land vacation. Does it? Wait, is that canon? That Sunshine is right after this? That would explain all the random Yoshis. Oh, it's a joke. Well, I believe it. Like, that's believable. Yeah, Mario canon, exactly. Well, like the Mario and Luigi games, don't those have an actual, like, canon timeline? But like the Paper Mario and Mario RPGs don't have like a metaverse continuing story for those. But I thought the Alpha Team handheld RPGs did. No, it's that Ubisoft Rabbids game where Mario's finally had enough and got a gun. Davy Brooks. Executive producer, Hiroshi Yamauchi. I'm sure he did a whole lot of producing. Just sitting at his desk with his feet up, smoking and drinking, probably. I love that every picture of that guy, he just looks like a Yakuza. God. All right, they made it back to Yoshi's house, where we get unique sprites. Forward-facing Yoshi is pretty cursed. Alright, Pear Bomb, Pear Goomba, Fishin' Lakitu, Wiggler, Babomb, Spiny. I know, everybody forgets about Yoshi's Safari. Amazing Flying Hammer Brothers, Super Koopa, Charge and Shock, Volcano Lotus, Jumping Pumpkin Plant. I don't remember seeing that one. Yeah, Super Soap's so cool. Sumo Brother, Pokey, Monty Mole, Pidgeot Bill. I don't remember seeing that one either. Before I sold all my Super Nintendo stuff, I was this close to buying a Super Scope. So close. Rex, Mega Mole, Bonsai Bill. The thing about the Super Scope, though, is that you actually have to put a sensor on top of your TV, like you're playing a Wii game. Dino, Rhino, Dino Torch. Is that underscore or hyphen? Mass Koopas. Spike Top, Swoopers. Buzzy Beetle, Blarg. Okay. Blurps, Porcupuffer, Urchin, Rip Van Fish, Torpedo Ted. I don't think I saw those either. Boo Buddies, Fish and Boo, The Big Boo, Eries. Yeah, somebody took his actual name, so he had to put in the underscore there. Lil Sparky, Dry Bones, Bony Beetle, Thwomp, Hothead, and Thwimp. Ball and Chain, Grinder, Fishbone. The grinders are a lot bigger in Mario Maker. Reznor. Mecha Koopa. Bowser, Morton, Lemmy, Iggy, Ludwig, Larry, Wendy, Roy. Never forget, I died to Wendy Koopa multiple times. Never gonna live that down. The end. Cursed Luigi sprite. Did it. Check that one off the gamer list. And I can't even see how many exits I got. Like maybe it saved at some point. Okay, let's do this and see if 73. There we go. 73 exits. So out of 96. Out of 96 exits. So that's probably the most Mario World that I've done. Doing all that. Okay. All right, let's get the timer on this. Wrap up the Mario. 4 hours, 11 minutes. Got the sub 420. Nice. Okay. All right, completed. Yes. Cheated. I did fly over a few levels at the Cape. You can probably understand, though. I didn't fly over most of the levels. I flew over some of the bullshit levels. So, not cheating. All right, things I liked. Cute graphics. Timeless gameplay. Great music. Lots of alternate exits to the levels. Longer levels than Super Mario 3. I think, yeah, that's probably it. Things I did not like. The Wendy Koopa boss fight. Wendy Cooper. Yeah, get wrecked, Wendy Cooper. I Trying to think of what else I didn't like. some slowdown. Final boss fight's a little too easy. Though, I don't know, compared to... Yeah, I think Mario 3's boss fight is better than this one. Yeah, Peepo's doing a fine job. Like, it's usually pretty hit and miss, and it uses the Windows 10 voice to text. So it's not even like sending it out to the cloud to translate or anything, as far as I know. Yeah, that probably covers that. Dank memes, Wendy Koopa. DMB, no. Ayla Mouse, no. There's Ayla Mouse in Super Mario Land, but not in this one, as far as I'm aware. Okay, difficulties and hard. I would say this is probably balanced just about right. There's plenty of stuff to do. You can go farm extra lives if you want to. It has a checkpoint system and a save system. And if you want to do like the extra super bonus levels, then those are there for you. If you just want to go through the rest of the game, it's not too bad. So it's probably right up the middle here in terms of difficulty. And then rating 1 to 5. I would call this a timeless classic. I would agree with the general sentiment of this game being incredible. So let's do that. And then I don't have a scene set up for this, or a page in my notebook here. But if I were going to power rank the Marios that I've done so far, I would say I still like 3 more than World. 1, Land. Oh, I forgot Yoshi's Island. Okay. Yoshi's Island is right here. Goes between there. And then 2 is the caboose here. Bringing up the rear of the train. So there we go. There's my power ranking so far. Super Mario Bros. 3 is the best. Just behind that is Yoshi's Island. Then Super Mario Bros. 4 World. 1 Land. And 2. There we go. There's the power ranking as it currently stands for the Marios that I played on stream. There are plenty more to do. And I think the next Mario up in terms of the platformers is 64, which I have only played like 10% of that game total. So for the most part, Land 6 golden coins? Maybe. I have actually beaten that one before, not on stream, but just years and years ago I played and beat that one. And that one is very good. Oh god, the Wizard is great. The Super Mario Brothers movie, it exists. I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters. I remember seeing that movie in theaters when I was very young. I can't remember when it came out. I think it was like, 92 or something when it came out? And I didn't understand it at all. It aged well. Okay, so it's worth a rewatch. I'll have to go find a VHS copy of it somewhere. All right, anyways, Super Mario World Part 2, done it in 4 hours, 11 minutes, 85 deaths. It's great. It's a timeless classic.